Did you know that this dog, no matter how much you train him, he will never accept strangers? No, it is not an antisocial dog. It is much more serious, and it is in their DNA. Is called Ojeriza, and is one of the most famous and fearsome features of the Brazilian row. If you believe that all watchdogs can be socialized, watch the video to the end, because this is not the case. And I will explain why. Today, we'll tell you all about this ability that turns the row in one of the best protective dogs in the world. Let's start. What is Snitch? The Ojeriza is more than distrust of strangers, is a natural and genetic that the Brazilian Fila feels towards any person who is not from his family, is not something you can eliminate with training, nor with early socialization, comes from the factory directly in its DNA. While other breeds such as the Wild Shepherd or the Rottweiler can learn to accept strangers, the row simply does not. And it's not that it's a bad dog, is that his instinct tells him that if you do not belong to their herd, you are a potential threat. This object cannot be negotiated or modified. Where the snitch comes from. For this peculiar characteristic is no coincidence. Goes back to the origins of the Brazilian ranks. This breed was developed in Brazil from crosses between English Mastiffs, Bull, Home, and Bulldog. The idea was to create a dog with the strength of the Mastiff, the sense of smell and loyalty of the Blue Home, and the courage of the Bulldog. The Fila was used to care for haciendas, trace runaway slaves, and protect property. For these tasks, there was no need for a dog friendly to strangers, but one that would immediately identify the intruder and act without hesitation. This trait became part of the breed, and over time, looked at his genetics. Now, how do you know that a Brazilian Fila is showing his egreti with this? Absolute silence. Unlike other breeds that bark to warn, the row does not bark immediately, remains silent, watching, but with an attention that intimidates. For example, imagine being in a house with a lion and noticing that, without making noise, follows you with its eyes as you move. Total disregard for strangers. Does not want to be caressed or touched. No matter how pretty you talk to him, will ignore you, or worse, will warn you not to approach but with your eyes. Extreme protection of the territory. Its territory is sacred. If someone dares to enter without the owner's authorization, the Fila will act by instinct. Immune to socialization. You can take it to parks from puppies, to introduce you to 1,000 different people, and yet his instinct will tell him, is a stranger just like an intruder. The snitch in the breed standard. This is not an idea invented by owners or creators. The Ojeriza is officially recognized in the breed standard by the International Cynological Federation, FSI. Even if a Brazilian row allows an exposure judge to touch it, maybe dis. That's how important this feature is. In the competitions of the breed, judges do not touch the dog, as with other breeds, only observed from afar, because they know that the ear is there, ready to activate, if anyone dares to cross the line. How the owner of a Brazilian row should be. Not everyone can own a Brazilian row. To have one, you need to meet certain characteristics that ensure a safe and responsible coexistence. Let's see which ones. Already at this point. If you are liking the video, why you haven't liked and subscribed yet? It's free with this. Help the channel grow and to continue creating more content. Thank you for your support. What an owner should be like. Firm and consistent leader. The owner must be a person with a strong personality and with leadership skills. It's not about being authoritarian, nor violent, but to have the ability to establish clear rules and enforce them. Patient and constant. Ranks need constant training. From dogs, their intelligence allows them to learn, but its hunting instinct will always be present. Previous experience with large dogs. Not a breed for novice owners. Previous experience is required with large and strong dogs, since controlling still roe is not an easy task. Ability to manage its strength. The Fila is a strong and powerful dog. If the owner does not have the strength or sufficient dexterity to control it, in situations of high tension, can be dangerous. Committed and responsible. This dog cannot be handled by just anyone, nor can he be with people who do not lose their character. A responsible owner, avoid putting other people at risk, and ensure that the dog is under control at all times. Also, the owner of a Brazilian roe deserves respect. It's not just about being the leader of the herd, but to demonstrate character, courage, and emotional control. Not everyone can handle a dog of this magnitude. It is not only physical strength, but mental and emotional strength. The owner must project confidence and authority. A good line owner shows no fear or doubt. Being able to control a dog with such strength, instinct, and loyalty is something to be admired. Is a dog for the city. The Brazilian Fila is not an ideal dog for the city. This dog needs space and a controlled environment. It is not a dog that can be taken for a walk to the park or leave it loose in public spaces. His Ojeriza makes him distrustful of strangers, which could generate conflicts if you encounter wild people or animals. If you live in the city and consider having a line, think about it. Is not the type of dog that adapts to urban life. Needs space, control, and an environment where I do not have to interact with strangers constantly. The ideal is a house with a patio or large land where you can patrol and feel safe in their territory. If you are looking for a social dog that accepts your visitors, the Brazilian Fila is not for you. But if you need a loyal dog, protective and have no hesitation in defending yourself, the Fila is undoubtedly one of the best dogs in the world, for his family is sweet and loyal as few dogs. But to strangers he is a relentless guardian, a place for his family, but a wall for strangers. Would you dare? Or you feel capable of having a Brazilian line at home? Tell me about it in the comments. See you in the next video.